Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. Gonna be laddering up with Mega Diancie, one of the two Megas I actually think are very underappreciated. This and Mega Garchomp in particular I think are very underrated in OU. We have Moonblast, Power Gem, Earth Power, and HP Fire. HP Fire is mainly here for Mega Scissor Ferrothorn, but there are some other move options. You can run Protect to scout their move, turn 1 if you do like to lead this as a lead. You can also run Stealth Rocks, but I have another Stealth Rock setter right here. We have a Mega Garchomp with a Dragonium Z, which is that Stealth Rock setter I just mentioned, as the Outrage and Earthquake as our other moves. Magnezone traps like every counter to these two, being Celesteela, Skarmory. We do have HP Fire right here for Mega Scissor, but it's always nice to not predict. We have Scarf Keldeo as a win condition alongside our Garchomp. This is mainly here for breaking, and then we have this for speed control. Ferrothorn right here is a pivot with the spikes because I do have rocks on this. And then finally Tornadus right here, which is a ground immunity. So that's going to be the team. It'll be down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out. And let's get right into the games. Alright, I have found a game right here, and my opponent has a very threatening team. They're very weak, however, to my Garchomp and Diancie. Diancie in particular is going to have a lot of fun right here. Gotta be really careful about Kyurem Black lead, but I really do value my Garchomp lead right here on either, not Feeny, I'm expecting Medicham or Kyurem, because they kind of can just claim him on in the correct scenario. Especially Kyurem, right? Kyurem I think is a great lead on their end. The problem with the Kyurem lead is, like, I'm not going to go for Dragonium Z right away, but if I don't and they stay in, that's really bad. If they go Feeny on the Dragonium Z, that's even worse, so maybe I should do something else. Nothing else really leads well against Kyurem besides Diancie, though, and I really want to keep Diancie as healthy as possible. Okay, they lead Medicham, which is really nice. I can just go right for Devastating Drake, given that they may just stay in here. This is like the tough scenario, right? Because if they Ice Punch and I lose my Garchomp, that sucks, but I need the Z here to knock them out. A play I could make is going for the Torn pivot, but if I lose Torn, I just lose to Landau, so let's just go for the... How much do I need you, Garchomp? Garchomp's really good here. I'm just gonna go for the Dragonium. Like, I'm so tempted to Rocks on Feeny and then pivot into Magnezone on the Defog. That would put me in a really great spot right here, but I'm gonna make the safe Z play as they do decide to stay in here. I'm glad I did that because had they gone Feeny, I could have been in a tough spot, but I had both Magnezone and Ferrothorn as pivots. They go Feeny now, which is what they should have done, I think, but yeah, that's really tough for them. At this point, I can probably go... Well, I need Ferrothorn for their Magearna, right? I'm gonna lose to that. Kind of want to keep this alive, too. It kind of just smacks their team now. I mean, granted, my attacks are weakened. Maybe I should just Earthquake to get this in range of Diancie's Moonblast. That's not a bad idea either. But let's use Magnezone as my pivot here. I think that's a lot smarter, as they decide to go for Taunt. I have no reason not to go for Flash Cannon, because even if they stay in, I can just get the damage I need for Diancie. Yeah, and if they go Landorus, this is going to take a ton from Specs Flash Cannon. It takes a ridiculous amount, and... Once again, I think I keep Magnezone because it kind of just claims kills against Torn too. What do I just throw out here? Maybe just Garchomp to get my rocks up. They just get out of the game. Yeah, that turn 1 was really bad for them. They should have pivoted to Feeny, which would have been really tough for me. However, I had 2 great pivots, whereas if they lose Medicham, they're just in the back the entire time. So I'll take it and I'll be right back. Alright, I got another game right here. My opponent has a very cool Sharpedo Rain squad right here, which I'm definitely looking forward to facing. Let's go ahead and lead off here with my Garchomp, I think. It kind of just smacks everything. They would probably lead Landorus T. Victini lead's not a problem, unless it's Scarf Final Gambit, which it very well could be, but I do value going for the rocks, as they are Scarf Final Gambit. So, they'll get rid of my Garchomp, right? They're very big. That definitely works out for them, but that thing being gone is really good for Magnezone. I kind of just click, like, Flash Cannon and Thunderbolt through their team now. Let's see. Keldeo looks great. Maybe I should have sacked something else off, but on the bright side, I can kind of just go Keld here and hit something pretty hard. They could go Coco, though, and that's what I don't want happening. I feel like Ferrothorn right here is okay. There's no way I can stand on this, though, because I was hoping they would go down to a Water type, but Ferrothorn does so well against the rest of their team, I can't risk that. Let's just go for the Defog here, as this may be the Z move user. They explode. Okay, so this guy's just playing Hyper Offense, like, straight up. We're 3 turns in, and 4 Pokemon are dead. Let's see. Diancie right here looks great. I think I actually just go Diancie and kind of claim one, right? Coco comes in. This could be the Z, actually, so let's pivot in here to... I think Magnezone is smart. Just goes for our normal Thunderbolt. Okay, that's fine. I get a very free Thunderbolt under the terrain now. It's going to do a lot of damage. Can this kill? It nearly kills it. That's actually really cool. I don't have a reason to go Ferrothorn. I stay in here. And then I go Ferrothorn now. Get a Gyro Ball going. Guardian of Alola. I just lost because of that, I think. I don't think I can beat the Kingdra. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe I'm mistaken. I think I might be fine. Because they have to go Pelipper first, right? I guess they can go Shark if they want. Mega Shark, if Mega Shark has Psychic Fangs, I think I lose, but maybe Diancie can take one without Mega Evolving. That could be a possibility. And then maybe Keldeo can take on the Kingdra. They actually go Kingdra here, which is interesting. Just to Ice Beam. I don't get that one, but I'll pivot to Keldeo now. On the next Ice Beam. I think what I have to do right here is double to Diancie on the Pelipper. Nice, I do get it on the correct turn. I have to really hope that I can kill this thing with a Power Gem right here. Which I think I can. It does straight up kill it, nice. So now... do I still lose just to Sharpedo? Yeah, I think I still lose to Sharpedo. That Guardian of Alola really got me right there. I definitely... like, I saved Ferrothorn for these water types, and... yeah, I have to go Keldeo here. And hope they're not Psychic Fangs. That's my only option. And even if they aren't Psychic Fangs, I think I get put in range of Kingdra anyway. They protect again, okay. You got Psychic Fangs, man? Destiny Bond, yeah, that'll do it, too. That'll be able to knock me out. And then, yeah, there's nothing I can do against the Kingdra. I guess I'll go Diancie here. And I can try to switch out, but there's really no point. Maybe they'll go for Hydro Pump and miss, but yeah, they have Surf, and that is going to be that right there. So, unfortunate, I really did not expect Guardian of Alola. I even scouted for the Z with my Ferrothorn the other time, but unfortunately, that Guardian of Alola really messed me up, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, tough L right there, but we can always try to bounce back right here. I do like just Garchomp breaking through their team. I'm going to play Garchomp smarter this time. It really rips their team apart, and I don't want to let it go down for no reason like I did last game. That was, I think, a big deciding factor. The problem is, like, I need my Rocks up 2 to pressure Zapdos because that Pokemon in particular does really well here. Let's lead off with, I think, Torn is okay. On a Greninja lead. Okay, so if this is Protean Greninja, I really don't know what to expect. Let's just go Ferrothorn on the Ice Beam. I'm out of range of Hidden Power Fire, but I also don't want to take it with this, so let's go Keldeo right here. On a Zapdos. Okay, so this isn't good already. What can I do here? Let's pivot to Magnezone. I don't think they would Heat Wave. They actually doubled to Gran. If this is Z-Dig, you got me, man. But I gotta eventually attack, right? And I think this is the turn to do so. They go for U-turn, okay. I'm not hoping not to see Landorus T. I'm hoping to see Heatran here. I'm really confused. I guess, yeah, I would never HP Fire there, but they get a Leech Seed going now, which is good for them. But they have to get up their Rocks, which makes sense too. I'll get up my Spike here, and then I think I'm just going to take the hit with Garchomp to get up my Rocks as well. Hazard stacking them right here could be great for me, so let's go for Rocks. As they protect to get some nice damage off. Here I can SD up. I wouldn't imagine you stay in with Heatran. Yep, and this is great for me now. I positioned myself correctly here. Let's go right for the Devastating Drake, and they give me the Ferrothorn. This is absolutely amazing. This comes in. Do I bother staying in or not? I'm going to go Torn as my pivot on the Earthquake. Yeah, that's a Scarf Landorus T. I have this just for that. Let's go for the U-turn here. Interesting play there. They're actually... I could have just knocked them out with Outrage. That's funny. It's not funny because I would have rather knocked them out with Outrage, but it's funny in the sense that they're not locked in at all. Let's just go for a Leech Seed here, though, as they clearly see that they need to defog as soon as possible. So this gives me my Diancie switch in. There's their defog. Yeah, they had to try to do that eventually. And now I just get to throw off a Power Gem. And we know this is not Scarf now, so I just Power Gem again. They have to go Gran, right? And I guess I just use Ferrothorn as the pivot again. I could just stay in here too. And this thing kind of wins on its own. There's no point. Let's go Ferrothorn. They tried to go for a freeze. Yeah, so I could have just Power Gem there and probably guaranteed a victory, but if I got frozen with that Pokemon, that would really suck. Especially given that it solos their team at this point. Let's make the Garchomp play as they double Ice Beam. This is okay, I was just trying to get in my Keldeo to click Surf, because Surf wrecks their team at this point too. If they give me this and they're not Bullet Punch Medi, I win on the spot. Never mind, I think they just went on the spot anyway. So let's go right for Surf here. I ended up second Garchomp again, but yeah, they fake out there. Does so much, wow. Mega Medicham, calm down. This comes back in. I think my play is just Surf here. I'm never going Ferrothorn. I need Ferrothorn for that Grand to make sure I don't lose to it. So now I can just Surf here again. They're either going to give me this or the Zapdos, or I guess just go right back to Gran. Yeah, even Gunk Shot's not able to kill me. And they just lose to Medicham. I go Torn here. Get Helmet Chip off, and then yeah, they can't beat my Diancie. Let's get in here, click Surf. And yeah, there's no way I can lose. I Surf, Medicham comes back in. So I'm glad I played the Garchomp a lot smarter that time. That was, I think, a big deciding factor. This thing cannot Roost up to win. In fact, my play is just Knockoff, as they do go for the Roost. This is none of this matters right here. I'll just go Magnezone. Start spamming Thunderbolt, and that'll be that. Bring it down really low. Roost will not make a difference. I just go Diancie here. Power Gem, and that'll be a GG. So I definitely positioned myself a lot better in that one than I did in the last one. So I'm happy about that, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got the next game right here. Mega Diancie once again has a lot of fun. I gotta be really careful about Kartana. Garchomp looks great right here, but I always end up playing it way too safely from what I found, so... Well, I played it safely last time and it worked out. I don't really know what to do with Garchomp in a lot of scenarios. Like, it's good here, but if I end up like taking an Ice Beam or a Moonblast, that's gonna suck. I think my endgame right here is just Scarf Keldeo. They really don't respond to that. If they weaken their Magearna with my Diancie, then... Well, if I weaken their Magearna with Diancie, then Keldeo can win. I think my lead right here should just be... Honestly, Keldeo, right? No, I can't risk Keldeo right away. Let's lead off with... Why do they have nothing to break Ferrothorn? Let's lead Ferrothorn on Kartana. Okay. I can get in Torn here on most likely a Sacred Sword. Not risking my best Lele Diancie pivot right here. They're actually running a double... This looks like a team I would have used, actually, now that I look at it. They do go for Sacred Sword. Likely Scarf Cart, if I had to guess. I can maybe just click U-turn here. You shouldn't stay in, especially if you're locked in. So this is a pretty free U-turn. They're going to pivot into Landorus T, which makes a lot of sense. 4%, I'm just going to double check. That should be defensive. Actually, it could be. Let's call Scarf first, because I'm obviously no attack Tornadus. Yeah, so it looks like they are a more bulky Lando right here. How much did that do exactly? 4%. I guess I just have to go off of 4. Okay, let's get in Garchomp here, and I think get up rocks before the Mega happens. Okay, that's the Scarfer, meaning I'm actually very confused about what this Kartana is. So this play is tough, because I kind of want to go Ferrothorn as a pivot, but Lele is going to be an issue. It's not going to be Scarf Lele, though, on a team with Scarf Lando. I wouldn't expect that. So let's go Ferrothorn here on the Moonblast, and I'm out of range of HP Fire, meaning I get a free Gyro Ball here. Cart does come back in. I don't think Torn gets 2-hit KO'd by Smart Strike. It does get 2-hit... That's Band-Aid, okay. I was going to say, what? Banded knockoff, huh? Okay, let's go for U-turn. Well, I know they're going for knockoff, so this doesn't really matter to me. I'll let Diancie take the hit, because I really can't let anything else get knocked off, and this is just a free... Just a free Moonblast. As they go Landorus T. Was never Earth Powering. Here... This play is tough, because I can't let Torn go down, because it's my Kartana. Like, well, Kartana's weakened, so let's just go Torn. As they defog, so they're scarfed into defog, interestingly. This gives me a U-turn here as they go Diancie. Never giving Diancie the free switch in, and at this point in the game, Keldeo kind of just gets to come in and start doing its thing here. So let's go for Surf. They decide to go for Protect, and then go Magearna. That's AV Magearna. Okay, I was going to say what. So, I mean, I can go Garchomp, but that's not smart. This is smarter. This pivot works out for me perfectly. Let's just go for Gyro Ball, as they give me Diancie. You also do not kill me. Even with Specs HP Fire. Yeah, hello? You're weakening me for Gran? Yeah, that makes sense, but I still have Keldeo for this, so... It actually killed, huh? I'm a little bit surprised that it's able to knock me out. But at this point in the game, I don't think there's a way I can lose, because Keldeo just kind of Secret Swords through them. They sack that off, have to go Magearna. I always go... I believe Magnezone? No, because Magnezone can still be useful. Torn guarantees the kill on Cart, so maybe I should keep that. Diancie looks very just not good here. They actually just hard doubled out. They didn't even bother volt switching. But as long as I don't let my Keldeo go down, I'm okay. So they hit. I just go Keldeo again and Secret Sword them. They give me Cart that time. I just have to keep the correct Pokemon. So at this point, Torn is expendable. They're making the double every time. They do hit again. I go back to Keldeo, click Secret Sword. Magearna does come in. I go Magnezone. They double to Gren. Yeah, and there was no way they could win. Even if they hit that right there, what would have happened was I go down, right? I go Keldeo, Secret Sword. If they switch out to Magearna, it gets 2-hit KO'd, so they have to stay in, and then Garchomp just checks Magearna. So there was nothing they could do right there, and I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got the next game right here, and my opponent is very weak to ground spam for my Garchomp alongside Diancie. Gotta be very careful with those two Pokemon though, because if those two Pokemon go down, I think I just lose. I don't think I have a way to break through their team at that point. Maybe Keldeo can do it too. That's a lead right here. I think I lead Magnezone on a Magearna lead, so this is great actually. The problem is I think I died a Focus Blast if they're like max speed. But I got this lead scenario, I'm going to try to take advantage of it and see what I can make happen. Nice, so I do get a really nice hit off on, is that even AV? I don't know if that's AV. Okay, let's go Ferrothorn here on a Rock Slide. They tried to predict my Tornadus to come in. As here, I can just go right for the Leech Seed. They may SD up here, but they could also go hard Victini. Maybe getting up a Spike was a better idea. I actually think that's what I should have done. I thought about it at the last second. So having Garchomp take this hit's not a bad idea. But at the same time, is that even, like, do I have any reason to do that when Garchomp just kind of smacks their team? I don't think so. Maybe I just go Torn here. On a V-Crate. That's a Scarf V-Crate. Bandit would have definitely OHKO'd me, so we know that now. I think here, I mean, they have a Defense Drop, so maybe a Knockoff can kill them. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here. As they go Magearna, let's find out, was this actually AV or not? That was AV, it just took that much, okay. Well, they have a very obvious Volt Switch here, but I would never risk Garchomp, like I said. I will always go back to Ferrothorn. That Victini being weakened is really nice for me, too. Definitely appreciate that. Gotta be really careful about water spam from Keldeo, but this Magearna being out of the way is just opening up my own Keldeo's door. So that's really nice too. They go for the U-turn. I always pivot into Ferrothorn on the Volt. Yeah, like Garchomp, there's a bad play. And a lot of people make that play, but let's see. They should go Victini here, right? Bolas de Fuego. I hope I'm pronouncing that somewhat correctly. I doubt it, but it pairs that again. I don't know, I can take the damage of the Garchomp, but once again, I think Torn is just expendable, so let's go out into Torn. On a Bolt Strike this time. This gives me free rocks because, well, not free, they're gonna get a switch out, but they decide to use it to go into Lando. That's a Scarfer, meaning this is likely not a Scarfer, and I think I just SD up here and start to do some work with this. Earthquake comes out. This allows me to click Devastating Drake. Now if they pivot into Javal McGee, that could be really tough, but they stay in. And I get rid of it. Nice. So that's really good for Keld too. In fact, Keld I think kind of just clicks Surf. And Mega Diancie. Wow, Mega Diancie has fun too. Keldeo does come in. Likely going for the fighting type move. Meaning, what am I doing about that? I can't really risk Ferrothorn. It's my best response to Coco at this point. Just stay in here and go for an Earthquake. As they actually went for Hydro Pump. I'm surprised that's their decision, but it does allow me to get in my Ferrothorn here, and I don't know if they're locked in. That's the tough thing. I still needed this thing. I still need this thing. So let's go for Power Whip here. I think Victini will die if it comes in from 17%. Scissor comes in. Okay, so Scissor is not the biggest issue. In fact, I think there's no way they stay in here ever, so I can just Leech Eat up on the U-turn. Actually really surprised you would be willing to do that. They could have Knockoff, which would really suck for me. You're really gonna go +6 on me? Roost, I mean, I outspeed you. No, actually, I might not outspeed you. I just realized I'm Specs. I was under the assumption I was Scarf. That's not gonna do anything, yeah. So I'm assuming they were just the defensive spread and they didn't have enough speed for Mag. So that's good for me. Keldeo decides to come back in. At this point in the game, I think I just sack this off, right? Yep, they get rid of me right there. Allows me to get in my Diancie and just click Moonblast. I live a Secret Sword, unless they crit it, which don't. Oh, they weren't even Scarf. Oh yeah, it was Scarf Victini, meaning that was probably their Spexmon. Yeah, Scarf Victini makes sense. So Scarf Victini was going to be taking what, like 17? No, 27. No, 37 when it comes in. I can math, I swear. Magearna does die because I knocked off your AV, so you can go down. And yeah, I think I'm good because if Tapu Koko goes down, I guarantee you win with Keldeo. I always pivot to Ferrothorn on Tapu Koko. This does come in. My play is stay in. They tried to go for a para, and at this point, I don't think there's a way they can win the game. Maybe with a ridiculous amount of para hacks, they can do it. Can just Earth Power here. Even HP Fire Koko doesn't beat Ferrothorn. It does a very negligible amount of damage. So I just got into this here. Click the Gyro Ball. We'll find out what set they are. They're probably locked into that. That looks Specs, actually. That did a lot. As yeah, the game's going to end right there. And we're able to go ahead and win. So I honestly think they had the matchup favor right there. Because while Garchomp plus Mega Diancie was able to do a lot of work, I also think they misplayed their Mega Scissor right there. But I'll be right back with another game. Alrighty, got another game right here. Unfortunately, my Garchomp set is walled by Bulu. And also, I already see what their team is trying to do right here. You trap the steal with Magnezone and then shift your Magearna and it just wins. It's a pretty standard strategy right here, and that can definitely work out for them in this game. Let's do this, and just go right for a knockoff. As they go out into their own Torn. So I knock off their helmet, and they're going to go ahead and get a knockoff here. I believe my play is just Hurricane. As they U-turn, I get to Hurricane something, which is great. Glad I made the play. I'm probably going to miss, let's be honest, but let's see. Yep, of course. Always misses. Let's go for U-turn here. You don't go for HB Fire. Yeah, you Volt out. Which, I mean, I could have gone Garchomp on the Volt, right? But actually, I probably should have gone Garchomp on the Volt because it would have forced the Bulu or Torn back in. Bulu because it's the only thing that actually takes a hit. I don't know why this just came in. Oh, it's AV. It's not even Shift Gear. I'm very confused about that too. You would think it would be Shift Gear, but I guess maybe it's the trapping for Cart and not Magearna then. I don't mind taking the hit with this. I just got a nice hit off now. And honestly, this thing being healthy is not that big of a deal. Sure, it was good for Kartana, but I still have Torn. So likely HB Fire coming out again, right? Yeah, no Volt Switch for you. I'm finally going to make the more offensive read right here. Just go for Earthquake as Landorus T comes in. How do I want to go from here? Because I think Diancie is my best endgame. Let's get up rocks alongside this thing. There's Scarf Rocks, I just realized. This was Helmet, meaning I just Z here. Maybe I'll dodge a Hurricane too. Are they going Bulu? No, they give me Magnezone. Alright, that's fine. I actually really like that scenario because now I see several endgame paths between... Okay, you can have this thing. Bloom Doom. Oh, it's not even Scarf. Is it Scarf Bulu? Actually, that thing not being Scarf is amazing for me. Okay, let's get in here. I really actually have to figure out whether Earth Power kills this, which it definitely does, so let's go for that. They do go Tapu Bulu, unfortunately. Alright. Let's go Garchomp here. They decide to go out into Torn, scouting for, I guess, Poison Jab right there, which makes sense. I never stay in here. I go Ferrothorn on the Stone Edge. And just get to throw off another hit now. As they go Torn. Actually, that's really nice for me too, because the thing's essentially dead now. They go for a knockoff. Get rid of my... No, they don't get rid of my leftovers because they went down to Iron Barbs. Alright, so at this point, I just gotta make sure I play my endgame cards correctly. I think Garchomp is expendable here, so let's give them that Pokemon to get in Diancie once again. And at this point, I think Diancie just has to click Moonblast. I don't think there's a reason for it to not. I'm just going to be double check right here, because if I don't kill this thing and I lose, that would be so dumb. Let's find out. Kartana. Yeah, it dies. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. It would be a very dumb way to lose. So Bulu comes in. This is lefty's Bulu. Okay, I'm glad I figured that out. I always go Ferrothorn. Oh no, Horn Leech. That's okay. Allows me to just get a nice Gyro Ball going. Did they crit right there? No, it just killed. Okay. I was very confused right there. Here I can U-turn on the Protect. Okay. It's Hurricane. Are we serious? Now they get to switch out into Magearna, and they just risked their cart, which killed everything. They just give it to me anyway. I don't get that, but I think they're trying to spam Flare Cannon with Magearna. Volts out. Bulu comes back in, right? Yeah, and this might just come down to endgame predictions, because if I get in on a Stone Edge, I'm in an amazing spot. And I think I still keep this, because it's good in the endgame against those two. Okay, I just need to hit a Hurricane. Come on, Torn. Hitting this Hurricane puts it in range of Diancie. Protect. Come on, just hit the Hurricane. Nice. That's what I needed. As here, they're going to Protect again, obviously. Oh, they're out of range again, meaning I gotta hope I hit again, huh? Okay, they actually do go Magearna now, which is smart. I agree with that one. I always do this, and Diancie is out of range of Stone Edge, which is something I need. Landorus T is here. Oh, actually, I just lose, right? Yeah, I just lose. I forgot this thing has Stone Edge. I was in the assumption it couldn't touch Torn at all. Gotta go out into this and hope they miss. They actually go for HP Ice. That could be like their choke. That could actually be really bad for them. They get in Bulu and it just dies. I don't know what they just did right there, because they have terrain up now. I think I live under terrain. Let's calc this, because I don't want to mess this up. Landorus T. Scarf Landorus T. Oh, it kills me. Never mind. What am I doing? What am I saying? I die. Grassy terrain, 74 to 87. So I gotta figure this out. They edged. Yeah, that's game. Had I stayed in on the edge, it might have been fine. But yeah, there's nothing I can do here. They switch out, come back in, and even without the terrain. So yeah, had I stayed in on that edge right there, I would have been fine. I think maybe I choked, right? Because if I stay in... No, it came down to the 50-50, right? Because if I stay in the Earthquake, then they just switch out and try to hit Stone Edge there. If I switched out on the Earthquake, then I got to hit Hurricane, so... I guess, yeah, it is what it is right here. Earthquakes definitely still knocks me out under this terrain, and it is going to be what it is, so... I'll be right back with another game. Alright, I got another game right here, likely going to be the last. I haven't actually been playing very well today. I think I'm 4-2 right now, but even my wins have been kind of sloppy. I could have easily lost a lot of them. The first one was definitely fine, though, because with that Dragonium Z. Let's see right here. I think maybe Garchomp breaking here is cool. Gotta be really careful. If that's actually Ghost Porygon with the conversion, I think I just lose to that. So that's interesting. Okay, let's lead off with this, because they want the rocks up. I already see what this team's trying to do as well. It's Hyper Offense with rocks, lead, Lando, and then just a ton of stuff. Like here, I'm assuming this is Autonomous Celesteela. Maybe just an endgame Venusaur, hoping that the opponent cannot break it, which, wow, I might not be able to break it, huh? My ways of breaking it are Torn and Garchomp. So let's figure this out right here. They actually go for U-turn. What did I click? Did I click SD or Rocks? I really hope I clicked Rocks, but I feel like I might have SD'd. No, I clicked Rocks. Nice, okay. So this is okay. They can go right for the Ice Beam here. I just got in Ferrothorn. Oh, it's actually, I'm pretty sure Garchomp lives Specs Dark Pulse from 73. Lucario comes in on a hard switch. I don't know what this is. If it's Z, it could knock out my Torn, which would be a little bit tough. I'm assuming that's Scarf Lando then. Maybe I'm mistaken right here, and it's not actually what I think it is. This dies to Hurricane from this percentage, so... Torn, you got anything for me right here? You got a 70% chance in you? That's not gonna kill. And I do hit nice, so... I'm able to get rid of Lucario right there. Big threat. I still don't know how I'm maneuvering around this P2. Greninja comes back here. Yeah. Let's just Power Whip. I don't think they're staying in, but at the same time, I don't think a double is worth it here. They would go out into this to prevent lead sheet recovery. That makes sense for sure. I think Torn is an okay pivot because it gives me a Hurricane. And they don't respond to Hurricane at all. If they go Celesteela, I trap it. Hidden Power Fire. Gets a crit, which actually is going to be pretty annoying. Here I can just go for U-turn. I'm really hoping that they go out into Landorus to your Celesteela. Nice, I do get in on the Celesteela. This has to be Scarf Earthquake, or I guess Max Speed Earthquake to do anything here. It does get O-Code by Thunderbolt too, so that's nice. They aren't Shed Shell because they revealed Leftovers. Nice, so I get rid of Celesteela right there. That's going to help me out a lot. Especially given that I think Mega Venusaur is in range of Diancie right now. And I got Regen Health of Torn, so this is all cool. I don't know why you're choosing to set up on a Specs Magnezone with your P2. Yeah, I don't understand this one. Were you Ghost or not? Electric? Oh, it is Electric. Okay, I think I just lose. Actually, wait a minute. Can you touch this? What do you have? Show me. I think you're in range of Scarf Keld. Oh yeah, you're in range. So, I can give them this. I don't mind that. Keldeo just comes in here and clicks Surf. And then, like, even Venusaur coming out, it's not a big deal. I'm able to knock out the P2. And all I need to do is break through this Venusaur, and there's nothing they can do. So, at this point in the game, I think Ferrothorn is expendable. But I'll get it in here trying to bait the HP Fire. They actually lead sheeted, so I mean, I'm still fine here assuming I hit a Hurricane, but I feel like my play is U-turn back to Ferrothorn first. As they decide to go out into Landorus T. This was likely the Scarfer as we saw earlier. I will just go Keldeo here and click Surf. Yep, Mega Venusaur comes back in. Torn is at a really healthy amount now. I will always use, once again, Ferrothorn as my pivot before going Torn. Actually, you know what? They have to synthesize here. I'm going to go Torn. They predict Ferrothorn. So this is the point where I just need to hit a Hurricane, and the game's over. Alright, you got anything for me here, Torn? Nice, the game's over. Alright, so that's great. Mega Venusaur was what I had to break through right there. This matchup looks actually pretty bad at preview, despite all like their not OU mons. Some of them are actually really tough. I'm just going to keep this in case Earthquake spam ends up being an issue late game. If they crit through a couple mons, that could actually be a big deal. So, yeah, let's Power Whip here. They can't beat Keldeo, I just lock into the water move. And that'll be that, so it looks like this will be a 5-2 live. Definitely okay with that, like I definitely think I should have played some of the matches I missed right there, which isn't going to matter. I actually should have Jaraballed right there, that would have been guaranteed for Keld, but it's okay, I can get in Keld now. I believe, I just click Surf. Yeah, knock that out, because even Greninja couldn't stand right there, so now I switch out, come back in, Secret Sword game. That's all there is to it, so let's see, you want to send out the Gren or let the timer go down? They do go Gren. No reason to stay in. Hydro Pump is their move of choice. I just Secret Sword here, and that'll be that. So it looks like this will be a 5-2 live, which is definitely great. I'm pretty sure I ended at least in the 1700s, which is usually my goal. I don't like dropping out of it, so that'll be what it is. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this at the beginning, but isn't this fan art really cute? I liked it when I found it on DeviantArt, but yeah, that's going to be that. I did hope you all enjoyed. The team can be found down below in the description in case you guys do want to try it out, and I'll see you next time. Later.